Hello everyone, and welcome to my other study on writer and illustrator Eric Carle. Eric Carle was born on June the 25th, 1929 in New York to a German immigrant family. He spent his early childhood in the United States before moving to Germany at the age of 6. By the age of 15, in the midst of the World War II, Mr. Carle was enrolled by the German government to dig trenches. During these traumatic times, he fantasized about his return to the land of his happiest childhood memories. In 1952, he returned to New York facing financial difficulties. The New York Times recognized his potential and hired him as a graphic designer. Later on, he enrolled in the U.S. Army during the Korean War, and he worked as a mail clerk. Upon his return to the United States, he worked for an advertising company, which brought him to the attention of Bill Martin Jr., a renowned author and educator. Bill Martin Jr. hired him to illustrate Brown Bear, which turned out to be a bestseller. His successful experience encouraged him to create his first literary piece, 1, 2, 3 to the Zoo. Published in 1969, The Very Hungry Caterpillar has earned Mr. Carle the love and admiration of millions of children all over the world. It has been translated in at least 50 languages and it has sold over 33 million copies. In 2002, Eric Carle founded the Eric Carle Museum of Picture Book Art, dedicated to children's book art. It is regarded as the first full-scale museum devoted to a national and international picture book art in the United States. To a great extent, Mr. Carle's writing and illustrations are a response to his childhood dreams of returning to that place that fostered his curiosity and young dreams. At the same time, he encourages children to write him letters and express him their childhood concerns, fears, experiences, and dreams. He intends to write in response to children's needs in a way that is relatable, engaging, and informational. Eric Carle's artistic style includes collages, which are made of hand-painted tissue paper that is cut to form shapes and settings, in an array of colors and patterns. Give Eric Carle's work a sense of simplicity that children can naturally absorb, appreciate, and emulate. Throughout Mr. Carle's literary work, we can observe the predominance of natural themes. Animals, plants, and life cycles are important elements of Mr. Carle's work. This can be observed in The Tiny Seed, Mr. Seahorse, and A House for Hermit Crab, also in Hello, Mr. Fox. However, some of his work includes personal childhood experiences, such as the case of Draw Me a Star and My White Apron. Eric Carle's work has become a staple in every classroom in the United States and worldwide. The honesty of his work allows educators to draw lessons about nature exploration and collaboration. Combining fiction and facts, Eric Carle is able to express and to expose children to an enriching reading experience that recognizes children's feelings, curiosity, creativity, and intellectual growth. Some of Eric Carle's collection includes books such as The Hungry Caterpillar. The Hungry Caterpillar was published in 1961. Well, this book includes very, very rich illustrations. So you can see some of them. The story focuses on the life cycle of a butterfly. As the hungry caterpillar eats its way through to a variety and large amount of food, he eventually forms a cocoon around himself and he goes to sleep. I think this book and its energetic illustrations and depictions of real foods can be used to explore the life cycle of butterflies. As the caterpillar eats something different each day, the teacher may also use it to teach students the days of the week. And the clear sequence of the story, which is day by day, makes it ideal for helping students understand story sequencing and order of events. A House for Hermit Crab is another wonderful story, and it was published in 1987. This is the story of a hermit crab that outgrows its shell and must find the perfect fitting home to feel safe in the ocean floor. When the hermit crab finds the right shell, he decides to decorate it with different ocean creatures until he outgrows it again and is forced to move out of it and find another shell. I think this book presents the reader with interesting facts about the ocean life And from exploring the features of each animal to exploring facts about hermit crabs, this book allows the reader with the opportunity to explore the months of the year, which also may lead to story sequencing. Another wonderful book by this author and illustrator is Draw Me a Star, published in 1992. In this, the artist draws drawings of a star, begin the creation of an entire universe around him, and create an amazing world showing a personal experience of the author as he learns how to draw stars. It allows the reader to use their imagination. It empowers them to believe that they are in control of their immediate environment, and also brings to mind God's creation. Another very informational and useful piece of literary work by this author is The Tiny Seed, published in 1987. This is a simple description of a flowering plant's life cycle through the seasons, and the illustrations can be used in the classroom to learn about the life cycle of plants and to explore how they can change throughout the year according to the seasons. Another book worth talking about is Mr. Seahorse, and in this book we learn how male seahorses are the ones in charge of taking care of the eggs, and children are able to learn about other father animals who take care of their eggs. As you can see, I have tried to create a visual experience of what I considered would be opportunities for teaching literacy practices. This one I based on The Tiny Seed. As you can see, this is the life cycle of a plant. I've used cupcake liners for the flower, and I put sunflower seeds. I use the stem is a straw, and you can see the seed here, and you can explain the whole life cycle of a plant, and it's a wonderful craft that children would love. This one here is based on Hello Red Fox. Hello Red Fox. Here, this one was published in 1998, and it's a wonderful visual experience for the reader as they can explore contrast, primary colors. So this activity focuses on this activity. Children have to stare at the dot inside the red heart for 10 seconds, and slowly they transition to staring at this other dot, and they should see the red heart appear here, except for in a green shape. I mean, it's an amazing visual experience. I figured this shared reading could be used based on animals. I've had shared reading here based on amazing facts about seahorses. This here, on here, as we can see, we have tried to make a representation of a ladder based on the book Papa Get Me the Moon, and my 4-year-old actually helped me build this ladder since we love that story so much. And this is the story about a little girl who asked her father to get her the moon, and he comes up with all different ideas on how he can reach the moon, and it's an opportunity for us to reflect on parental love and on that love that us teachers have for children, and how we could come up with different strategies to help them actually reach their goal. I used a house for hermit crab to show children some basic facts about hermit crabs, which can be found also in the book. And I've used simple word strips here, like this one, just to convey important facts about the hermit crab, like they live on the ocean floor, they have a soft abdomen. So I use that. With the Very Hungry Caterpillar, I use this activity here in which children should finish each sentence, and they should include a number, a word, and a picture. So I have on Monday he ate through 1 apple. So there's a number, there's the word, and there's the visual representation of that. So this also lends itself to study the days of the week for younger children. So we can go on Monday, he ate through an apple. On Tuesday, he ate through 2 pears, and so on until we get to Sunday. This also helps a lot with story sequencing. I used also a house for hermit crab to convey story sequencing as well, since it starts in the month of January and it moves all the way down to December, saying that for instance in January he outgrew his shell, in February he found the perfect home, and in March he found a sea anemone and decorated its shell with it. So I tried to make a visual representation of that. Also I would use the Very Hungry Caterpillar to represent the life cycle of a butterfly. So I would move from the egg and how the egg needs sunlight, and the caterpillar eventually comes out of the egg and as it eats food and gets energy from the sun. Over 2 weeks it develops a cocoon and eventually it turns into a butterfly. So I've tried to convey some ideas that I had based on all of these amazing books to incorporate read aloud, shared readings, guided reading with instructional reading level. These are amazing books for independent reading as well when children are at that stage, and for interactive writing such as the Hungry Caterpillar. You can see how students can finish a sentence or write their own perspectives about the book. Here we can appreciate other works by Eric Carle, such as The Grouchy Ladybug, which could be used to explore issues such as bullying, such as how to handle emotions, how to tell time as well. Walter the Baker is an amazing book it's just a fun story, and it just explains how Walter eventually came to invent the pretzels that everyone loves. Finally, in its book Animals, Eric Carle just compiles a series of amazing short stories and poems by different authors. So this is just by itself an amazing resource for teachers to use for guided reading, for shared readings, for read alouds, and it exposes them to a variety of authors, and it includes the Bible, Japanese haiku, and so on. So I would highly recommend Eric Carle in exploring his work. His amazing illustrations convey meaning all by themselves, and the simplicity and honesty of his work is truly appreciated by both educators and students. Thank you so much for listening, and see you soon.